Hello, and welcome to the Social Small Talk podcast, where we explore the dynamic world of social media marketing across all industries. Join me, Audra Brehm, twice a week for insightful conversations with top global industry professionals, along with the latest news and trends in social media marketing. Each episode is packed with valuable strategies and practical tips designed to help you enhance your social media presence, increase engagement, and boost your brand's digital impact. Make sure to subscribe so you can listen each week. Welcome to this week's episode of the Social Small Talk. And as you can tell, this week has been the craziest whirlwind I can even explain to you all. This is the Social Small Talk where I, Audra Brehm, CEO and founder of Brehm Media, am here to talk about what is going on in social media. But let's just be real. This week has been all about TikTok, from possibly having a ban to no, we're not going to have a ban to yes, the Supreme Court does agree that this does not infringe on the First Amendment to actually getting banned for 12 hours and going dark to surprise, surprise, TikTok is back. It is January 19th, and I am speaking to you on Sunday, but you will be hearing this Monday, January 20th. And I don't even know where to start, but clearly I am my authentic self. I am a hot mess express because I feel like I haven't slept in a week, like most of you. But what does this actually mean? So, like I said, last week was a huge whirlwind for TikTok. We got things like, oh, we'll be fine. It's never going to go away, to, oh my gosh, the Supreme Court did actually, in fact, state that this was upheld in the court of law, to Biden saying he's not going to actually make it, that he won't go after anybody, to then TikTok going dark, to President-elect Trump coming out and stating that he will not put into effect and he will actually have an executive order come Monday, which hopefully happens. But right now, TikTok is back. Now, there's so much to this because ByteDance, the owner of TikTok, also owns other apps that completely went dark, like CapCut. So many of us social media marketers and brands use CapCut. It was coming back, hasn't fully come back to everyone yet. So stay tuned on that because I will be updating quite a lot more on what's going on. But right now, what is happening with TikTok? There are so many conspiracy theories that I am not going to go into, but there is one that's a little strange, and I'm just going to bring it up because it does affect us, which is the day before TikTok was banned, Facebook created a TikTok. All of a sudden, there also was an update that you can log into TikTok with your Facebook, and Facebook can add a link to TikTok. Now, that has never happened before. So it's a bit strange that all of a sudden, right before TikTok was going down, that this would happen. Now, I'm not one to feed into conspiracy theories, but it's just a little strange. And a lot of people now are talking, did Meta, in fact, buy TikTok? Well, I don't know, but I am going to be here to let you know what happens. Now, there are so many sources out there that are talking about this ban, what is happening, what is not happening, all of these things. What I can tell you is for 12 hours, TikTok 100% went down on Saturday night. It came back Sunday, early morning, depending on where you live, to late morning. And the big thing here is that those 12 hours, people were not making money off of TikTok. So in the United States, creators, brands, businesses that thrive on all of those things went dark. Now, my favorite thing that actually happened is all of the brands that went in and talked about the last thing they want to say or a big secret they've been hiding or all of these unmaskings of mascots and things like that. And it made it fun. But in reality, what happened was something that we really need to analyze to go forward, which is a lot of us, a lot of brands put a lot of effort into one social platform. And right now, that's not the best thing because at any moment, just like we saw with TikTok, things can go down. Now, I'm not sitting here telling you you need to be everywhere because that's actually the opposite of what I believe. But what I do believe is you should not have all your eggs in one basket because the scary thing is, especially for creators and brands right now, is if you did have all your eggs in one basket in TikTok and that's your main source of income, then everything was up in the air for you on Saturday night. And that is very scary for a business and a creator to go on going, where is my income going to happen now? So moving forward, whatever this next stage is in TikTok, which a lot of people are calling the TikTok apocalypse, but what this next stage is going to be a lot more of strategic planning, not just getting people off of the actual platform, but strategically understanding where else your audience lives to make sure you're creating the right type of content to make sure that you have that outlet to make other revenue streams, because right now, that is the most important thing. Now, Monday, January 20th, President-elect Donald Trump does go into office. He will be our president tomorrow slash today because you're listening. What we have been told is that he will have an executive order that states that there is a 90-day period to move the TikTok ban to hopefully sell the US portion. Now, he came out on Sunday and stated that he really sees this as a 50% US ownership. What that means, no one truly knows, but we're going to see quite a lot happen in this next week. So just stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribing on all social platforms for Brehm Media because we are here to break that news. Now, we're not here to break the news every 5 seconds because, like I said, I have been up all night long, not knowing what's happening, going through all of the emotions. What you can do is if you are following us on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, we do try to break news quite often there rather than just on our podcast. But there's also other social media news out there that has been happening, not just TikTok, which is so funny because that's all we have been consumed by. But Meta actually released for Instagram a couple of huge updates. So if you have not noticed when you're opening your Instagram, your feed looks much more like a TikTok feed in some type of way. So your actual homepage, your feed, when you go to your home on your Instagram page, it is much longer. So it is more landscape. We are not in the square area anymore. So make sure you are looking at your thumbnails a little bit more to understand that it's not just going to be in that square. We are getting more length in that, which is kind of cool for brands because usually when you're trying to figure out your thumbnails, you're trying to squeeze all of this stuff into that teeny tiny box. And in reality, you want much more. But this obviously shows us a lot of things, which is reels are here to stay, if not be boosted more. Make sure in 2025, I know I keep saying this, but reels, make sure your content is authentic though, but you are really captivating your audience through reels. The other thing that I'm not sure I love and I haven't heard the best feedback about is when you're on Instagram and you're scrolling, you can actually see on the top usually it's about 3 hearts and it looks like a couple of friends have liked something. So if you click on that, you are shown videos that your friends have liked. Now, the reason why I say I'm not sure how I feel is because I like things as a brand and personally, not necessarily that I want all my friends to see, right? There are certain things that I like to keep private. And now it feels like a little bit of unease of like, oh my gosh, is everybody going to see what I like now? And I know a lot of people feel that way as well. But it can be cool to be able to see different types of brand content out there because not everyone always sees these brands, right? So as a marketer, it's a cool way to determine, are we getting into other people's feeds because their friends are liking? So all of a sudden, likes become more powerful rather than just how we always were looking at engagement as comments and shares and saves. likes have become more powerful all of a sudden, which I think is very interesting. The other huge news that Instagram came out with is that they are launching a copycat of CapCut, which again is very interesting since CapCut was completely down and is kind of completely down right now since ByteDance owns it. So we'll have to see if this type of video editing that Instagram is coming out with will actually be something that can compete with CapCut. Because I know a lot of people out there are so obsessed with it because it's such a good tool. And in reality, we all understand that Adobe works and some other things work, but CapCut has been so great for social media content, specifically for short form. Now, I'm sure there's so much more, but again, I've been so consumed by TikTok that I don't want to give you false information. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart to all those TikTokers, thank you for having fun this past week and for riding those ups and downs in this crazy roller coaster. I know this next week's going to be just as crazy. Hopefully, we look a little bit better next Sunday. But stay tuned to the social small talk because I am honestly here, just like you, trying to understand what is coming next. 2025 has already been a whirlwind and we're only 20 days in. So make sure, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Subscribe everywhere. We are here every single Monday with the Social Small Talk podcast, and I can't wait to see you next time. Thanks again.